Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be creating a faux stained glass spiderweb window decor piece. I know that was a mouthful. So the color inspiration for this spiderweb is based off of this painting that I did. It's in the bedroom and there's teals and greens. So I wanted to pull from this specific color palette along with another little stained glass piece that's actually real, and it was gifted to me by my sister that will be coming up. So that's where my color inspiration came to make this faux stained glass. So there's the real stained glass little ghosty. So these are the materials that I will be using today. The materials I will be using are some scrap plexiglass, not the magnet, I don't end up using that, or the stick, and then that's a dry erase marker, and then some scissors, clear, it's called crystal clear gallery glass. This is the first time of me using this one. I've used the frosted one before, but not that. And then some leading material from them. And then these are just an assortment of different alcohol inks and greens. I do have a black for a little bit more richness in certain color combinations I'm going to do. And then that's my little plexiglass cutter there. So I start by doing the spiderweb design. Here I'm just trying to decide if I wanted to add a little extra, but I end up fixing that in the end. I didn't like how it looked. So now I'm just going to score the plexiglass. I think this is an essential step to do prior to cutting. That way when you're cutting through the plexiglass with your scissors, it doesn't split, I guess you could say. It did a little bit right there, which that's fine. You won't see it in the end when we cover it with all of the colors. So now I'm just going to go in and I'm redrawing my line, and I'm just going to snip that part off as well. So I go ahead and do the same technique there with my scoring technique, and then just cutting with my scissors. Now that I have everything complete, I am going to move on to the next step, and that is going to be the black leading lines of the spider web first. Now, for some reason, my hand did not want to cooperate, and I had little imperfect straight lines going down, but you know what? That's fine. It's fine if they're imperfect. I guess I have a cellar spiderweb type of design going on here. Nothing perfect, but I am taking the same material after that top is dry, and I'm going to put that leading material around the full edges. So you want to make sure that all the plastic is covered around the edges, no sharp edges. And then now, since that's all dry, we're going to go in with the crystal clear gallery glass, and we're going to put that down in each web. And then I'm just going to put some drops of alcohol ink and take my little sculpting tool, actually right there, and I'm just going to blend that together. Now with my color pattern, I didn't have anything specific that I had in mind. I'm just randomly putting down different greens and then the teal. I'm even taking some of the greens, mixing them with a little bit of black alcohol ink to richen the depth of the green on certain ones. The one that I decided I didn't like too much was my green, but it was a metallic green. So it looked a little bit too light for this whole piece. And if you could see there at the very top, those two lighter pieces, I didn't like how it fit the rest of the color pattern. So I fixed that in the end, and I do show how I fixed that. I thought I would leave that in for you guys so you can see that even when you're doing stuff like this and you're doing it on a whim, you make mistakes and you can fix them and just kind of work around them. Or a lot of times you have happy, mistakes and they work out. And if they don't, then just try to pivot and flow as best as you can with whatever projects you're working with. Now, I do want to make a quick note here that upon doing this method, this is the first time using this crystal clear material by Gallery Glass mixed with the alcohol inks. I found it really not that easy to work with, just because the two mixed together began to coagulate on me, and it made it very difficult to try to spread it out. Now, it made it a little easier, which I'm showing the method here, where I put the alcohol inks down first and then I apply the clear Gallery Glass on top of it. That was a little bit more manageable. Now these are the little boo-boos. So I don't like those areas. I tried to put a little bit darker over it, just didn't look right. So I'm gonna pick out all of this first with my fingers. It was quite tedious. I go in with my tweezers the best that I can, and I'm just going to remove that. And then I actually take some acetone with a cotton swab, as I'm showing you here, and I just slowly just work it in those areas and remove it. It is quite time consuming, but I thought I would just go through the pain of removing it rather than having a piece that I didn't quite like. Now here I fixed it. It is still wet, so that's why it looks a little lighter. It's still drying, and I did fix the two top pieces as well to darken those up. So that's still needs to dry though. Though this is still drying, I'm going to go to the next step. Now I had to pivot this design as well, just because I was initially going to have it where it's magnetic, but I decided I want to make it where it's hanging. So I am starting with some jump rings. I started with this size, and you'll see I'm going to transition after I show you me cutting it apart. I don't end up using that size. I went up the biggest size I could. So I kind of put those off to the side, and I didn't end up using that size. I used the biggest one that I had, and then I cut that one in half. And then I used two sizes smaller than this jump ring to be the connecting pieces to my necklace chain that you see off to the side. And those I'm going to adhere on, not right now, but I'm just going to give you a look to see what that looks like. Then you take your smaller jump ring and you're going to put that, secure it at the end of your chain. You don't have to do this part right away. I did because I'm going to take this outside and spray paint the full thing. You can leave them all disconnected and then connect them at the end when you're done painting, but this is just what I chose to do. So I'm going to take this outside and spray paint it, and there you go. It's all black now. And to secure the jump rings that I cut into halves, I'm going to take some UV resin, put it in a recycled cap here, and take a Q-tip, not a Q-tip, a toothpick, and take a little of that and then just paste it on that little edge. And that is where I will secure part of the jump ring half, and then I'll do the same thing to the other side. Now, I do want to make mention if you try this method with using UV resin instead of, say, a super glue. I just chose to do this. I thought it'd be a little bit stronger of a bond. Apply an additional layer between the spider web base and then the actual jump ring, just for some extra security. So here, both of them are applied. It does give a nice realistic metal appearance, but then you have some areas of clear. It's hard to see in the camera, but those areas I'm just going to color over with a black acrylic pen to blend them in. Now I'm taking the smaller jump ring, opening it up and threading that through the half that I just created. You can use your fingers. If you feel that your fingers aren't strong enough, definitely use some needle nose pliers to open and close it, or a pair of tweezers like I have there. Now here is the time for the reveal, and I must say I do enjoy how it came out, even though there were challenging times, but it's overall a very easy craft project you can do at home with any clear recycled materials as well. I hope this really did inspire you to venture out and create something magical of your own, or in this case, whimsically spooky. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.